All right, well, my name is Tiffany Bouchard, and this is Rihanna Busseri, and we're both from Coronado High School, Coronado School of the Arts, right here in San Diego. I am currently a teacher on special assignment as the program specialist for career technical education, adult education, and also our Career Pathways Trust Grant, which is how our game design pathway is being made possible. And Rihanna is a digital arts teacher. She's also the department chair. And she's also our curriculum specialist for game design. So we are here to talk about basically our journey thus far with our game design pathway. Thus far, yes, we are in our second year of implementation. We've done a lot of work, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Okay, so we try to pull everywhere. So you take out your smartphones, your cell phones. Open it up. Okay, and if you text Tiffany, you can see my name up there, Boosh 172 to 37607 once. And then we want to know who's in the room, so answer A, B, C, D, or E. Your A if you're industry, B if you're administrator, C if you're teacher, D if you're counselor, or E if you don't fit into any of the categories. Is it working for everybody? Yeah, okay.
Usually does a camera.
Yep. Almost there.
You only have to do it for the initial setup once.
Took them to their website.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to, you shouldn't have to go to polleverywhere.com. You just text my name 172
Oh, I see.
37607. Yeah.
You just apply with the letter.
So you put in the phone number in the text, you put 37607.
So I mean, I got this thing, it's just got the main website.
Oh, yep, so you text ABC.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
As a response.
Yeah, these are the text directions right here.
Oh, then ABC?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, so it is. But everything, okay.
Yeah, it's a kind of neutral.
Oh, okay. I just changed it.
Yeah, that should be bodies in here, so one person is going to really change it.
Hi, man.
Okay, great. Then we're going to chance.
Almost done back here.
Shane.
And then you hit send. You hit send first, and then you go text back into the name.
It should be easier than this.
Tech is never easy. You're kidding me.
This is a test.
Yeah.
Now, yes, send.
So mostly teachers, some administrators, and some other. So the others in here, can you let us know what your position is, or what you call them for the others in the room?
I'm another,
Other, yes.
I'm a CTO and operations guy.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. I was a student who was filming and participating.
Okay, yep. I should have put students too, yeah. All right, great. All right, next question. Once you join, then you just need to put the letters, so we should go. Okay, so I need to. Okay, next question. Do you currently have a game design pathway? So whether you're a teacher, administrator, you're a student. So A for yes, B for no, C, there's talks, maybe in development, beginning stages.
Is this specifically for high school?
No, doesn't have to be. All right. All right, and last question for now. Okay, what is the greatest challenge in creating your game design pathway? So, something you've experienced so far, and this is going to be, so you're going to text it in words, or it's not an ABCD, so just type whatever that is to you. It can be a one-word response, it can be a sentence.
Hey, it's me from Channel 10 and you're watching that. Your music is on the radio every day, and then also on the
Looks like a lot of us are experiencing the same sort of challenges. There's some- All right. So I'm going to give you a little background information about Coronado Unified School District, specifically about Coronado High School and Coronado School of the Arts, which I'll refer to as COSA. COSA was established as a specialized secondary grant program in 1996. It developed a school within a school model on the campus of Coronado High School. It initially had the conservatories of musical theater, instrumental music, visual arts, dance, and technical theater. And it wasn't until 2001 that a follow-on academy was established through an additional SSP grant with a new media theme. In 2008, the media academy was added to COSA to save administrative costs. In 2009, the Coronado Unified School District applied for a CTE facilities grant, which was a $1.5 million grant to develop equipment and facilities, specifically for technical theater in our digital media department. And then in 2010, Coronado Unified School District applied for a career technical education grant for the amount of $100,000 for a tech prep CTE AME demonstration site for the state of California. So this was a marketing trifold brochure that we came up with last year for just our digital arts conservatory. So I'll read a little bit. Coronado School of the Arts is a public arts conservatory for students in grades 9 through 12 that embraces and encourages artistic creativity and academic excellence. This pre-professional arts program is open to all students in San Diego. The COSA program includes a core academic day at Coronado High School, an afternoon arts curriculum taught by outstanding faculty who are professionals in their respective fields. The digital arts curriculum sequence includes not only design elements and principles of art, but also professional development. Students learn business skills, build a portfolio, and complete a senior project. Dig Art students can specialize in one of the several courses of study called Pathways. All students take a digital media foundations course in their first year. Subsequent coursework engages students in an immersive multimedia curriculum that sequentially integrates essential design skills in each pathway. So the strands that we have in Pathways, we have before game design, or graphic design, digital video production, broadcasting, animation, and then we recently added game design and app development, and we're also going to add a multimedia designer track as well. And this is the back of the brochure. So all of our conservatory curriculum is college and career preparatory, industry-driven. Our classrooms are equipped with state-of-the-art technology. We have a very small teacher-student ratio. We are implementing an internship and job shadowing program for next year, we're working on right now. We have online learning options, and the coursework meets the standards for CTE and National Arts. So here is a short Dig Arts promo that was done by a student, I believe last year.
So we should say about the promo, just like he's changing that out. Last year when we started implementing the game design and writing, and as a department, we wanted to brand ourselves with Dig Arts, and that's what we kind of all, we had the contest and everybody kind of put their names in, and we picked and we double picked and we thought about it, and just nothing was hitting, and we finally, Dig Arts kind of stuck. And so the students created different logos from the department. We voted on those as a department. They created the promo as a department, so they were well invested in branding, helping us brand the Dig Arts program, which I think had a lot of buy-in from them, and was really a great motivator to kind of kick off, let's bring this new pathway in, kind of revamping our curriculum at that time.
And then this other short video was recent. It was from the student exhibition that they did in February, I want to say, for game design.
And we have like 3 or 4 shows throughout the year. We have a horror festival where we all produce content for a horror festival in the fall, and then we have an interactive kind of multimedia exposition where we kind of pick a theme and build, and we have kind of interesting walkthrough structures. Interesting walkthrough structures. So that's what that was created for, was for our expo. And the theme changes every year, driven by our seniors. And then in May we have our big digital media extravaganza, where all our departments, all our digital media departments come together, electives and COSA, and create a big blowout of digital media shows.
So again, the reason why we're working on the pathway of game design is because of the California Career Pathways Trust Grant. We're round 1 recipients, so we're in our 2nd year of implementation. We were a local grantee award winner of $6,000. We have a 5-year plan. So the 2 pathways that we are focusing on are broadcasting and in game design. So obviously we're here to talk about game design specifically. We want to research, design, and implement new digital arts experiences that prepare students for the gaming industry needs. We chose game design pathway because it is a dynamic growing field that many students are excited to explore. Our school also has available facilities, technology investment, new initiatives, and business trends. And the school has media labs that can accommodate game design. Okay, so some of the data. So the data sources show a strong growth outlook for the pathway. Game design companies are prevalent in Southern California. At the time that this data was shared, it was probably about 2 years ago, but there were 19 game design companies, specifically in San Diego. There were 98 in LA, and the Bay Area is the largest market in all of the US. So here are some examples of some job titles and what their growth is, salary, what degree is necessary. So software publisher, projected growth is 7.3%, annual salary of $151,551, take it, with a degree of bachelor's or higher. Software developer, 8.6 projected growth, 46.26 hourly, bachelor's or higher. Video game designers, a 3.7% growth, starting about almost $40 an hour, $81,000 annual. And then multimedia artists and animators, 8.9% growth, a little over $40 hourly, bachelor's degree. Curriculum. So embedded in all of the curriculum in COSA, with all of our conservatories, the teachers and business partners help the students to prepare industry quality portfolios and resumes. Every student is juried twice a year, so they go in front of a panel of teachers and experts, present their portfolio and talk about their work. And they're structured to simulate job interviews. They're prepared for after high school and after college. We also have a program for students to earn software certification in different software applications. Teachers have gone through certifications or give their students the opportunity for certification before they leave high school. We've gone under quite a bit. And pathway teachers will continue to get certified in any new software that is used in new CTE areas. Okay, so along with this long list of requirements of the curriculum, we want to incorporate 21st century skills. We want our students to think critically, collaborate, communicate, and create. We want them to be able to work independently and in teams for projects. We want them to learn how to conduct themselves in a work environment. And any new courses that will be written for game design will be selected for the UC A through G approval process, because that's really important to us at the school. So all of our curriculum is aligned with the Common Core standards, CTE standards, and also the National Core Art standards. It's really important that the students are learning technical reading and analysis in their classes, to be able to read manuals, to analyze technical charts and tables related to software and programming, to discern the meaning of symbols used in software and other key terms and domain-specific words for the industry. Writing assignments can include arguments for pitching their games, and they will have to formulate storyboards and procedures for completing tasks, writing precisely in an organized manner. Integrated math lessons could include giving students skills to make sense of problems and persevere in solving them, and to look for and express regularity and repeated reasoning. Many animation and sound software programs use sophisticated math and must be recognized by the students and taught as they are using the software programs. Game designers need multiple skills. Soft skills including active listening, complex problem solving, critical thinking, judgment and decision making, time management and coordination. Many companies want workers who can do many different tasks from writing, programming, software manipulation, and drawing and design work. Software application skills, including but not limited to Adobe Creative Suite, Unity, C#, Python, Adobe After Effects. And game design employees need to exhibit the ability to think creatively, independently, and collectively accomplish tasks like providing feedback to designers, creating core game features, and conduct regular design reviews. Now, Brianna, our curriculum coordinator, will go over some of her documents, and she's going to be referring to her document right here. If you didn't get a chance to grab it, there should be some on the ground right at
Some of you probably already heard my spiel if you're in the other room. So I'm just going to talk about where we started with our curriculum and how we've kind of, where we all have and where I have kind of gotten to the place where I am in a year later now, I guess, a year and a half later. We started out by visiting some industry partners, talking with teachers, teaching game design. We visited multiple colleges, other high schools that maybe have a program in place or starting a program in place. It was really important to hear from multiple facets because we wanted to have a really well-rounded view from industry, from the schools, from the job market. So what was everybody really looking for and what could we bring to the table for our students? So as we started researching that and of course we're looking at our UC and things like that, and really what do we want to bring here and what do we want to have our students experience? So first and foremost, Coronado School of the Arts is a school of the arts, so we do believe that our students should continue to have arts foundations. We think it's important for them to learn that these things are tools, but there's still a base foundation of art. So we do keep that integrated throughout our 4 years. It is a 4-year pathway. I don't know if Tiffany mentioned that. So we have our students for 4 years, 9th through 12th grade, and we have them for 3 periods a day. So we have a little bit more time in our conservatory than maybe others might have. So this model would maybe not work for others or different schools, but there's ways to always manipulate and make something of your own. So as we were exploring and going out and meeting and talking, the main thing we heard from industry and the job market was that they wanted a well-rounded artist. They wanted people. We know that programmers and designers have 2 different sides of their brains, but they still need to, at some point, kind of come together and speak together. So we heard it over and over and over, multiple companies that we visited, that they wanted the students to have a well-rounded background. They wanted them to be aware of how to create a graphic or what, animation is, what simple programming or scripting, so that they actually have an idea of what those jobs entail. So the first year we developed a foundations class, which is UC approved, was UC approved last year, and that I co-teach with Anna Warman, one of my colleagues at school. And what it does is it gives the students an experience in all these different areas. So we start out learning graphic design, we move into film, then we move into animation, and then game and user interface design. So we're giving them a little taste of all these different experiences, and specifically was modeled a way to start with graphics, move into film, animation, so that they were building on these skills as they went through the first year. And by the end, they're able to create animation in a game because they already understand that. They can create animations and export them because they understand film already. They know how to add sound. So they've already built, they know how to use Photoshop and Illustrator and other graphics programs. So they can create a background for something if they want when we get to game design. So they have a little more investment into it instead of everything coming from scratch. So we purposely kind of put the units that way, the experiences that way, so that they would build by the end of the year and they could be able to kind of culminate into a bigger piece. So that's how that was really started out to be developed. And if you look through here, I'm not going to read every single thing on here, but we do, in the foundations class, they have in a period 4 during our day, and then we have 2 periods after school. So in the digital media foundations class, we do emphasize principles of design and art, typography, all aspects of kind of digital production, video production, a little bit of history and 2D and 3D animation, just little tastes. They're not these big long things. We're not making 2-hour films in this first year. We want them to experience these different areas. Because also a lot of times students say, you know, I really want to be a game designer. And then they get in there and they go, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't like this part about it, but I like this part about it. Or I like the animation. I don't want to write code. So it really gives them a chance also to kind of give some experience in those areas and give them some knowledge to see if that's something they want to stick with. Because students come from all over our county and they apply to come to our school, so we have a lot of inter-district transfers. So we want them to be in a place where they want to be there for 3 hours a day and doing this work and being passionate about it. Because it's really painful to sit somewhere 3 hours a day when you don't want to be there. We all know that. Very painful. And so, in addition to that, at the end of the day, our Design New Media 1 course down there at the bottom focuses more on traditional art and foundations, and then is connected with the computer in certain projects. So the students can kind of see hopefully gain some relevance of why they're learning about color theory and how it will affect their lives at some point. And so that was our first year. That's been implemented, UC approved. So we seem to be our second year of teaching that, and it's going pretty well. I'll speed up. Year 2 is really kind of an overall game design foundations class. So they're going to learn not so much creating their big giant game this year, but really learning all the different aspects of game design, writing some script, what makes a good user experience, testing, critical thinking, creating assets, and kind of really just starting to work with the software, thinking about the design and the concept and so forth. So building again on those skills from the year before, but then getting more introduced into further modeling and animation for game design specifically, game design and play, materials, and all that kind of thing. And you can look through the list there, principles of game design systems, the history of game and the idea of that. And then in our additional course after school, they have a New Media 2 class, which is like a production team class where they work with animators, filmmakers, graphic design, game design, are all in one room. And they look at studio jobs, management. They start doing all their career readiness things in the 10th grade, so resumes, job search, networking, and things like that. We start to prepare them there. The year 3 and 4, and you can see that year 2, if you look at the top, we're still articulating. We're working with Mesa College to articulate a first-year program with them, and hopefully we'll get that also UC approved once we kind of meet with them and firm up a little thing. So year 3 and 4 are still in a planning phase for us because it's only the second year. So what I've been doing is I've gathered so many resources. I've looked at UCs, I've looked at UCCI, I've looked at colleges all over, some of the most popular ones, some of the best game design schools, the industry, and I just started bringing all these topics together. Like, what is everybody wanting? What is everybody teaching here? What are the main core concepts as an advanced game design course? So that's where I've been starting to kind of pull my information, meeting with industry and college and researching that and the UC and trying to pick out the things that I feel would be the most important at this point, which could change in another year. Still in the planning phase, but really just advancing on the topics, bringing in an intermediate scripting, level design, and all of that. Getting more into the character design at that point, interactive storytelling, creating maybe a longer team production at that point. And then in our New Media 3 class, the second course, that's our portfolio class where they develop their portfolio, they bring all their pieces of work together, they write an artist statement, resume, published online. It's part of their jury. And also we'll be starting job shadowing next year in that portfolio class. And then the last year, again, it'd be more of an advanced class. We're thinking about, or somehow we're going to add maybe an advanced coding or optional pathway. So students that want to stay in the design area or students that want to go into coding will have that option by their junior and senior year. And then of course just continuing to study, working on longer projects, more collaboration, team building, production, and so forth. Again, at the bottom, you can see advanced prototyping, programming. We will have our internship program developed by then, so they'll be able to participate in an internship in their 4th year. And they just polish it up and they do a senior thesis legacy project, we like to call it, in their senior year. And that's where I am with curriculum.
Now turn to someone next to introduce yourself and just share with that person where you're at with your process, with your curriculum. Do you have anything? What will it look like? What does it look like?
All they want to do is a presentation, they don't care about, you know.
All right, because of time, we're going to move forward, but you'll have time to talk to your friend again. Okay, so partnerships. Okay, so we are constantly in the process of building relationships with businesses, community colleges, and university in the area, workforce development agencies, local arts community. The pathway for students is just being developed in community colleges and universities, and now in high school. So Coronado wants to be a leader in the development of game design career programs for high schools linked to higher education in San Diego. So let's kind of go through these kind of quickly through all our partners. So a lot of these were, these partners, they wrote a letter for us for our grant application. So we have it in writing that they need to help us out with the implementation of our pathway. So some of them we've met with a few times, several times. Some of them we have not had the opportunity to use them yet, but we will, for sure. So San Diego Mesa College, which Rihanna mentioned, we've built a relationship with. They're the only community college in San Diego that has a game design associate's degree, or is very close to the process of them. So we are pursuing a partnership with them to articulate and identify dual credit courses in game design. This document that you see now is actually what we submitted with our grant application. So I'm not going to go more into the curriculum, but you can see the core academic classes, their English, math, science, social studies, their sequence of courses. San Diego State University, we've gone there a few times to do some classroom observations. Some of their professors have come to our campus, so we met them quite a few times. They're serving as a partner in the development of our curriculum, and they will provide mentoring of high school students by their college students. Southwestern College, our goal is to improve our articulation agreements and collaboration. San Diego Workforce Partnership, they are going to provide connections and referrals to internship opportunities. They will designate a staff member to serve on a pathway advisory committee. They will provide relevant information on current labor information, and they will provide staff to participate as panelists at pathway conferences. And then the California Community Colleges Doing What Matters for Business and Industry will provide industry sector data to guide implementation, share successful models, and support college and industry collaborations. Sonix is local business based in San Diego. They're an independent video game developer. They said that they will show us their facility and work process. We're excited to actually go there. Visit their facility. They're going to visit our facility and meet our students, provide ideas needed to plan a high school program that is focused on real life skills, and provide student internships. Happy, another local business in Carlsbad, California. They will provide information for our curriculum, provide internships, attend advisory meetings, allow teachers to spend a day with a staff member, and visit our facility and meet students. And then one of the writers for the National Core Arts Standards, a multimedia game design teacher, is going to help us with the development of our curriculum as well. Oh, is it here? And then more of that consulting is providing collaboration and funding growth options. The San Diego County Office of Education is providing an assessment program and employment opportunities and apprenticeship searches. And then additional resources that we found since the application of the grant: the Art Institute of California, John Paul, the Great Catholic University, UCSD, Grossmont, USC, University of Utah, Southern Methodist University. So these are all colleges that either we've found or professors or other people that we've met in the industry have recommended to look into as resources. And other business resources: Sony Online, Rockstar Games, Walt Disney Imagineering, and San Diego Supercomputer Center. And then is Todd?
Yeah.
Okay, Todd. And we are going to be connecting with Grossmont Union High School District with writing our curriculum to be able to connect our program study to San Diego Mesa College together. Okay, so turn to your partner once more and talk about what strong partnerships you currently have or that you potentially could have.
Today, switch stuff over.
Just so that we can start.
Okay, so now we're going to talk budget. Okay, salaries. Okay, so my position as a program specialist, so out of one of the many hats that I wear, for this grant, I gather, report, data, serve as the point of contact with our partners. And I work directly with the director of Cornell School of the Arts. The curriculum and content specialist writes the curriculum, aligns with the colleges. We still need to recruit a game specialist to instruct a new pathway, which hopefully will happen for the next school year. We have a new counselor specifically for careers that started this past school year to support college and career-ready students. And we have lots of release time available to us, to the digital arts staff specifically, to gain knowledge and support the new pathway for professional development. This is something that I recently learned about, and I don't know if anyone has heard of this either, but it's a different kind of credential. It's called the Business and Industry Partnership Teacher Authorization. And basically it allows someone directly straight from the industry to teach for 1 year. Which I thought was really cool, and it's a really good thing to possibly use, because there's always those challenges of getting the people directly from industry into the classroom, especially if they don't want to commit to the whole credentialing program. So I just thought that I'd share this information, because I hadn't. Had anyone heard of this before? I hadn't heard of this. Okay. Yes, the Business and Industry Partnership Teacher Authorization. Just a tip.
Can this lead towards some kind of credential?
I don't think it could lead to it. I think they would have to apply for the designated subjects credential. But it could, it could get them interested. So it could kind of be like a trial for them before they
Get a CTE credential.
What was that?
They could probably get a CTE credential.
Yes, yeah, that's gonna be the next step. But this, if they didn't want to commit to getting the CT credential, they wouldn't have to do the coursework or anything. It's just 1 year. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, you can bring someone straight from industry every year. So technology supply, so any industry recommended hardware and software. This is just a list again of some of the software that we have or are looking to get to or have been recommended to us. Contracts and travel. So any of our articulation agreements, any of our contracts, marketing, publicity, certification, and any professional development conferences that we go to are all covered under this, the Career Purpose Trust Grant. We're also looking to other resources now, like things like virtualjobshadow.com, NOFT, precision exams. So seeing if we want to actually get into a contract with any of these businesses. And then a specific professional development that we were involved with this past year was at High Tech High right here in San Diego. And it was their project-based learning leadership academy. And is anyone else in here a Career Pathways Trust Grant recipient, round 1 or round 2? Okay. Okay. So if you're round 2, because they offered it to round 1 this year, and it sounds like they're going to renew it for next year. So just putting out there, it's definitely worth it if you see that, to go to that. Okay, so what are the must-haves for your pathway? So are there certain positions that you need for your pathway? What would you need under your budget? Certain software, hardware? So turn to your partner one last time and share what that is. Something that was mentioned, something that wasn't mentioned. Okay, just a few more things to wrap up this session. So for student outreach and recruitment, the target population of students includes students who are interested in technology, art, and communication. Also students who are turned off to the typical high school program, might excel in digital arts and game design. And we also want our teachers, students, and administrators to connect with girls in an effort to balance the population of pathways. That's always a problem. Here is just an example of something from last year that we sent out, an email blast that the principal sent out to all of our high school students to get them interested. And what we did is we had all students who responded to this meet with a teacher who interviewed them about their experience with video games, designing, and just trying to get ideas of how we wanted to build our program. So we could have the students involved as much as possible. So that's the student interviews documented. Just FYI, we have a demonstration day this Wednesday it starts at 9 a.m. Is anyone planning on going to that? Awesome. We'll see you there. Okay. So you can just go to our website and register for that, and it's free. And any questions? Comments? Concerns? Yes.
What role does game audio play in your game design program at all, if any? And are you aware of the tools that people actually use to do game audio besides just, Logic and Pro Tools?
I'm not the game design teacher, but we're only using Adobe CC, so that would be maybe a thing where we could bring
I'll be actually speaking right after this about game audio.
Yeah, it's not my specialty, so no, I think that's great. I'd be really interested to see. But yeah, it's something that would.
Yeah, I'll be talking
kind of.
about game audio.
I think it's listed in here, and it's something that, like, I teach animation. It's something that's very important to animation. I mean, the audio is more than the animation itself, and same with games. It's the same impact. If the audio is not good, the game, the animation's not good. So I think a lot of people skip that point. So I think that's a very good point.
Right. Yeah.
I think they forget about the audio.
Oh yeah, it's like only 50% of the experience.
Yeah, exactly. I think you should.
Yeah, just a quickie. I saw you briefly go through your course selection for students, and you basically plan out their full curriculum for 3-4 years. And do they have? First part of my question is, do they have choices in electives and other things, or is it pretty much a set in stone type of deal? Part one. Part two is, in your math classes, are they going through some heavy duty logic exercises and maybe even studying game theory or anything like that? So I think that's instrumental. Just as a comment, some game theorists and game theory, if you look back into the days of Dungeons and Dragons and things like that, it's heavily based in the theory of gaming. Are you guys touching upon that?
Not in our math courses. Like right now, what's happening is everything's built into the School of the Arts. So that could be something that's still in our planning phase as we're going through this process of implementation. Like, how are we going to offer advanced coding? How are we going to bring maybe into the math class? How can we bring these experiences there to actually, and it would help with outreach with those students, to bring more people into our program. So it makes total sense. It's just those red tape things and getting through and getting people on board, and
it occurs to me that sometimes the cart is put before the horse when you teach them, you know, the game, how to make a game without thinking about what is the game. And,
Right.
you know,
Structure.
if it's a, you know, a theoretically sound approach, you know, I think that's really important to make them successful.
Right, and I think as we discussed in our last session, part of that was, you know, in the first year or two, we like to give them kind of a nice overall foundations, like our first year course is all a foundations course. They might get in there and not even like game design, or they might not like the programming. So a lot of these students at 9th grade, when they come in, I want to make a game, I want to make a game. You know, they're not worried about the logic right now, so you have to kind of build it in. I've noticed like a little candy, a little bit of logic, a little more candy, a little more logic, you know. So we've tried to structure that in our program and in our curriculum so that it's not just this overwhelming, you're sitting there for 3 hours a day scripting. Like, okay, well, I might script for a little while, I'm going to do a little project, I'm going to move on, I'm going to get a result. Especially in the beginning, you know, if students aren't getting results right away, they go right off. You know, and they fall off the
Do
board.
your students actually design board games or anything like that
Yes,
as well?
in the-
Yeah, so
in
you
the-
can start off.
Paper games are a really good idea.
Yeah, we do that in the first year in the digital foundations class. We do, they play a bunch of games, just board games, and bring them in. They critique those, then we create our own. By then, they know how to make logos, they know how to create their own, all of that. So they have to write the set of rules because they don't get to tell people how to play. They just go to these different stations and they critique. So that's the first thing we do when we do game design. We don't even touch the computer to start. And then we start doing some small kind of building of games, but it's just a small experience. But yes, I feel the non-traditional games is the first place to start, or non-traditional, non-digital games is what I meant to say. Traditional games is where you want to start.
And to answer your first question, yes, students do have options to take other electives. The COSA students have periods, well, 1 through 5 or E, they take their early period to take their core academic and other electives besides.
Designer schedule.
Yeah, and many of them take AP and other coursework outside, because our 3-hour day is only 1 period during the regular school day. We have 2 hours that are extended past our school day.
Go till
so-
4:30.
Yes.
I'm Matt Kamala, teach at Creative Design Gaming School in Los Angeles. We've had a game pathway for